So now we're going to look at factoring with a focus on just the special cases. And we're going to look at squaring binomials. We're going to look at difference of two squares. We're going to look at difference of two cubes and sum of two cubes. A binomial is an expression with only two terms. And the rule for squaring binomials, so you have a plus b squared is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So let's apply that to this. So x plus 2 squared is going to be x squared plus 2 times x times 2 plus 2 squared. So this is going to give us x squared plus 4x plus 4. This, I would say, is a shortcut way of doing it instead of having to. Let me show you the other way you would have done it if you didn't have this rule. So x plus 2 squared is going to be x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2. Now we're going to FOIL it, so it's going to give us x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. This is going to give us x squared plus 4x plus 4. So you still get to the same result. This is just a lot shorter. Now let's try this right here. It's going to give us x minus 5 squared is going to be x squared minus 2 times x times 5 plus 5 squared. This is going to give us x squared minus 10x plus 25. Now 3x minus 2 squared, so 3x minus 2 squared is going to be 3x all squared minus 2 times 3x times 2 plus 2 squared. So this is giving us 9x squared. 2 times 3 times 2 is going to give us minus 12x plus 4. And 7x plus 6 squared, 7x plus 6 squared is 7x all squared plus 2, 7x and 6 multiply 2 by 7x and 6 plus 6 squared. So 7x all squared is 49x squared. 2 times 7, 14 times 6, 84, plus 84x plus 36. Now let's look at the difference of two squares. It tells us that if you have two squares, the difference of these two squares is the same as multiplying a plus b and a minus b. So let's see if that is true. So a plus b multiplied by a minus b. If we FOIL this, we have a squared minus ab plus ab minus b squared. So we have a squared minus b squared. So 144 minus 81, 144 minus 81, so we have 63. So we're going to try to use this method as well. 144 is the same as 12 squared minus 9 squared. So this is going to give us 12 plus 9 and 12 minus 9. This is 12 plus 9 is 21. 12 minus 9 is 3. 21 multiplied by 3 is 63. So this is just showing you how you can use that to simplify squares. Now, the best way to use this method here is for each of these terms, when you've discovered that they are perfect squares, you will take the square root of both terms. So 4x squared minus 9. I take the square root here, I take the square root here. So this is going to be square root of 4x squared is 2x, square root of 9 is 3, and 2x minus 3. That's how you apply it. 16x squared, so 16x squared minus 121. Let's take the square root of this and the square root of this. So we have 4x plus 11, 4x minus 11. So that's the rule. Now let's try this one here. So we have 16x squared y squared minus 121x to the 4th power. So we take a square root of both terms here. So the square root of 16x squared y squared is 4xy, and the square root of 121x to the 4th power is 11x squared, and then 4xy minus 11x squared. Okay, now let's try this. These examples here are such that we will try to apply this special case multiple times. So we have 16x to the 4th power minus 81x to the 4th power. So we take a square root here and take a square root here. So what we have here is 4x squared plus 9x squared, 4x squared minus 9x squared. So now we're going to apply that over here as well to the 4x squared minus 9x squared. So that's going to give us 4x squared plus 9x squared multiplied by 2x plus 3, 2x minus 3. So what we now have here is 4x squared plus 9x squared is 13x squared, 2x minus 3, 2x plus 3. So that's another way of rewriting this. Now let's look at the difference of cubes. In this case, we have the difference here. So we have a to the 3rd power, a cubed minus b cubed is going to be a minus b, then a squared plus ab plus b squared. So let's look at that. 8x cubed minus 27. So we're going to take the cube root of both of them. So here a is equal to 2x, b is equal to 3. So 8x cubed minus 27 is going to be 2x minus 3. A squared is going to be 4x squared plus ab is going to be 6x and then plus 9. That's how you get that. The next one, let's take so we have 27x cubed minus 64y cubed. So we take the cube root here, take the cube root here. So the cube root of 27x cubed is 3x, and the cube root of, so a is 3x and then b is 4y. So 27x cubed minus 64y cubed is going to be 3x minus 4y multiplied by what a squared is going to be 9x squared. AB is going to be 12xy and b squared is going to be 16y squared. And then here we have 64x to the 6th power. So let's find the cube root of 64x to the 6th power and then 729x to the 6th power. So we're going to have 4, so a is 4x squared and then b is, this is supposed to be y to the 6th power, b is 9y squared. So what we now have is 64x to the 6th power minus 729 y to the 6th power is going to be 4x squared plus 9y squared multiplied by 4x squared all squared is 16x to the 4th power plus 36x squared y squared plus 81y to the 4th power. So let's write that properly. It's 4x squared plus 9y squared. And then we have 16x to the 4th power plus 36x squared y squared plus 81y to the 4th power. So that is that. So now we're dealing with sum of cubes. And with sum of cubes, the major difference we see here is that in this linear expression, the sign on the linear expression is the same as the sign on the cubic expression here, and the sign on the middle term of the quadratic is opposite. So let's take a stab at this. We factor out 16x cubed and 54m cubed. So we have, they're even numbers, so we can safely say 2 is a factor. We have 8x cubed plus 27m cubed. When you take the cube root of these terms, we have a equal to 2x and b equal to 3m. So now we are going to rewrite that. A plus b, so 2x plus 3m, and then we have a squared is going to be 4x squared and then minus 6xm plus 9m squared. So that's the solution to that. And finally, we look for the cube root of each of these terms, and we see that a is 3x and b is 4p. So we now have 27x cubed plus 64p cubed is going to be 3x plus 4p. Then we have 9x squared minus 12xp plus 16p squared. And that is the solution to this expression. That's the factored version of this expression.